What is up YouTube? It's Brandon. You are watching JoziToGermany again. So these videos from now on are not going to have so much editing in them, just where it's necessary, and that way I can upload more regularly and not have to worry about editing too much. That being said, let's dive right into this video, which is 10 types of people you will encounter while riding on German trains. Now, keeping in mind these may not be the only types of people you will encounter on German trains, and sometimes you won't even encounter any of these people. However, I guarantee you that if you are in Germany for at least 3 days and ride the train at least once per day on those days, you will see at very least a few of these. Let's dive right in. Number 1, the self-important bike person. Okay, so there's a rule with the German trains, right? That there are specific areas nicely allocated at the front and the back ends of trains specifically for people with wheels that they bring onto the train, for example bicycles or parents with baby strollers, etc, etc. And the general rule is that in these areas of the trains, which by the way the seats are designed differently for that purpose, if you are sitting there and someone with a bike comes in, you've got to basically get up and give them your seats so that they can park their bike there, and they have every right to ask someone to move if you are already sitting there. So keeping that in mind, there is always that one freakishly obnoxious person who brings a bicycle onto a train that is packed like a tuna can, expects everyone to get up and move for him, and his bicycle plus him take up the next 6 seats, right? Now, keeping that in mind, Number 2, the nice bike person. This is a person who will bring their bicycle onto a train, see that someone has parked their bike already, and do the logical thing and park their bike on top of that one. This is a very common practice. It's not considered rude, it's considered really good manners, I would say. And then normally this person will choose to stand there with their bike, holding it upright and making sure it doesn't slide, instead of asking someone else to move out of their seat. Go nice bike people, and obnoxious bike people, no one likes you. Number 3, the wandering nomad traveler. You can always identify this person because they have a freakishly large backpack on their backs. You guys know exactly which one I'm talking about. It's this backpack that looks like a tog bag that's strapped to their back, and they've got a strap here and here and here and here and here and everywhere, and then the top of this bag will normally extend all the way up here. You know, those people. You can identify the wary travelers by their huge backpacks, their really tired and confused expressions at being in a place that they have no idea where they are, and bonus points if you can find a wary nomad traveler that has a pair of running shoes attached to the back of their backpack. I'm not kidding, this is an actual common thing. Number 4, the obnoxious couple. Now, being in a relationship myself, I've seen my fair share of criticism about relationships and people in them. However, there is always that one couple on the train who takes PDA way too far, and they literally don't care about anything else. Either that, or there is the one couple sitting on the train that you can tell is a couple, but they are fighting and making things very awkward for all those around them. Don't be those people. Number 5, the Olympic athlete. This is the guy who is always late for his trains. This guy will sprint faster than Usain freaking Bolt times a million to get onto the train on time, is normally covered in sweat, it's been me a few times, and normally completely out of breath. You can tell these people because they literally will run in and hold the train door open as it's about to close. I always feel bad for them because a lot of the time, especially with the ICE or intercity trains, they actually get pushed off if they are too late. But anyway, number 6, the super loud phone caller. There is always the one person who is on a phone call, regardless of if it's business or personal, and they just want everyone else on the train to know exactly what they are talking about. So they choose to scream at the top of their lungs so that everyone can tell how morally unjust their situation is with the other person on the phone. In fact, there was one time where I encountered a guy so loud, people stared at him until he chose to go into the bathroom on the train and shout there, and people could still hear him through the door. Number 7, earphones McGee. There is always, or should I say there are always, at least 20 billion kajillion people on the train with earphones in. They look like those mindless robots, you know, like from the WALL-E movies or something like that. They don't look up, they stare at their phones the whole time, And no, this isn't a rant on modern society, but the fact of the matter is that these people always have earphones in. They would not even take their earphones out, for example, if the train conductor came by to ask for a ticket. These people are rather obtuse to the world around them, but I guess sometimes it just comes from being shy. Number 8. The ticket chancer. This is the one guy who thinks that they can always get away with riding the train without buying a ticket. Now the thing with the German trains, right, is that there is sort of a halfway honor system built in when it comes to buying train tickets, in that there will not be a conductor set up on every single train, and so they just trust that people will buy tickets and will pay for them. However, it is the law that if you are caught by a train conductor without a ticket riding a German train, you will be immediately made to get off at the next available stop of the train, and you will receive a €60 fine, which is absolutely ridiculous if you could have bought a ticket for €6.70. I mean, come on, that's, absolutely ridiculous. Number 9, the gossip girl. Girl. Just kidding, it's not always a girl. In fact, a lot of the time it's just guys. You will often see groups of German teenagers, for example, or just groups of people traveling in general who think it's okay to look at everyone else on the train and then gossip and talk about them right in front of them. But on the plus side, that also means you get to hear about a lot of the gossip that happens at the high school halls. I'm totally just kidding. Just that's awkward. Number 10. This one really, I see this one every single time I ride the train. This is the person who thinks that they are better than everyone else because they choose to ride first class in every single train they get on. Even the S-Bahn. The S-Bahn, the one that will take you 5 flipping minutes to ride from here to there. Like, oh, look at me, I'm so fancy, I ride first class for 5 minutes on the way home. I can charge my cell phone. Yes, but if the train is full, then all of the second-class plebeians are actually more than welcome to use my carriage, because that's what the Deutsche Bahn says. It's so pointless, it's so ridiculous how people think they're better than everyone else because they can afford first class for a 5-minute or 10-minute journey. Oh, whatever. Number 11, bonus round, the U. The person who doesn't know which one of these categories they are on the German trains, and now they are insecure and wondering about which one they could possibly be. Good luck figuring that one out. Until then, auf Wiedersehen, enjoy the next video.